searching for an open door. Every doubt became a question. Every question shaped my mind. Every road I thought was ending left a better one behind. I was never lost forever. I was learning where to go, like a seed beneath the winter, growing where nobody knows. The sky doesn't future unfolds, and somewhere beyond the horizon, the best of me still waits, and on my way. like every road was set in stone. I watch my dreams from far away, just scared to claim them as my own. I carry doubts like heavy oceans. I wore my fears like chains of gold, but deep inside a quiet voice kept telling me I'm made for more. Every broken piece, every tear I've known wasn't there to stop my journey. It was building who I'd become. Beyond the last horizon, there's a life I've never seen, where impossible is only a word that couldn't stop my dream. So I'll run through every shadow, I'll stand against every storm, 'cause the fire in my spirit was never meant to keep me warm. It was meant to light the The mountains didn't block my pathway, they showed me how far I could climb. The nights that felt forever endless were teaching me to trust the light. No hero starts without uncertainty, no legend rises without pain. Every chapter that almost broke me became the reason I changed. And now I understand the purpose of the fall. Sometimes life must shake your foundation to reveal how strong you are. Beyond the last horizon, there's a life I've never seen, where impossible is only a word that couldn't stop the dream. So I'll run through every shadow, I'll stand against every storm, because the fire in my spirit was never meant to keep me warm. It was meant to light the One day they'll ask me how I made it, how I survived the darkest years, and I'll tell them I kept moving, even when the path disappeared. I learned that courage isn't magic, it's choosing hope again and again. It's believing in tomorrow when today refuses to bend. Break down, the stars don't shine because it's easy. The rivers flow despite the storm. The sun returns after the darkness, and so will I, and so will I. Beyond the last horizon, I can finally see it clear. Every setback, every battle was leading me right here. Now my scars have become silver, my doubts have become wings, and the person I was becoming is stronger than I dreamed. The sky is open. tried to convince me to turn back, but every scar became a spark, a little light inside the dark. And every time I hit the ground, I found a strength I never found. The world may bend me, break me down, but it can never steal this crown. There's a fire I carry, burning brighter than the fear inside me. When the night says give up now, I rise higher somehow. Every dream that I defend becomes the reason I ascend. I was made for more than surviving. I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm thriving. The storms arrive without a warning, but every storm creates a morning. The darkest sky I've ever known made the brightest sunrise I've been shown. No road was built without a fight, no star was born without the night. The things that tried to break my soul only taught me how to grow. The winds may push against my way, but they can't stop what I became. There's a fire I carry, burning brighter than the fear inside me. When the night says give up now, I rise higher somehow. Every dream that I defend becomes the reason I ascend. I was made for more than surviving. I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm thriving. I won't measure my life by losses. I won't count the times I failed. I remember every moment that I chose myself as well. The mountain isn't there to stop me, it's there to show me what I am. Every step becomes a victory, every breath becomes a plan. There's a fire I carry, a light no shadow can bury. When the world becomes unclear, I become stronger every year. Every dream I hold tonight will become tomorrow's light. I was made for more than surviving. I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm rising. The sky is opening, the horizon calls my name, and the fire I pay will never fade away. I was standing at the edge of giving up, with a heart full of unfinished dreams, watching all the roads I wanted disappear into places I had never been. Every failure wrote a story on my skin. and every wound that learned to heal. Now I've become the light I own tomorrow, the strength I needed yesterday. All the tears became a river that carried me along the way. Every mountain now behind me shows me how far I have climbed, and every dream I still believe in feels a little more alive. Because the future belongs to those who rise each time they fall. And I'm still rising. The night grows quiet, the horizon glows. A new beginning starts below, and somewhere in the distance, tomorrow calls my name. It's been so long chasing horizons, thinking hope is somewhere else, searching for a distant answer, trying to become somebody else. Every mirror showed my weakness, every setback fed the doubt. But beneath the noise and pressure, there was a truth waiting to break out. The world can shake the ground below, but it can't stop a soul that grows. There's a mountain inside me, higher than the fear that tried to hide me, stronger than the storms I've faced, brighter than the shadows I escaped. And every time life pulled me under, I came back with a stronger heart. Now I know the greatest journey was believing who I The river never asks for shortcuts, the stars don't rush across the sky. Everything that's built to last learns the value of its climb. I've carried heavy questions, I have walked through sleepless nights, but the battles I survived became the reason I can see the light. Every wound became a window, every loss became a door. There's a mountain inside me, higher than the fear that tried to hide me, stronger than the storms I faced, brighter than the shadows I escaped. And every time life pulled me under, I came back with a stronger heart. Now I know the greatest journey was believing who I am. Maybe I was never broken, maybe I was being shaped like a diamond under pressure, like a sunrise being made. Maybe all the tears I cried were watering future dreams. Maybe every approach to love wasn't impossible to me. I don't need the world to tell me that I'm worthy of the climb. because every step I've taken already proves that I'm alive. There's a mountain inside me, and it's rising higher every day. Every challenge, every failure only helped me find my way. Now the fire burns with purpose. Now the doubt has lost its voice, and the person I am becoming is the person I choose. The sky grows wider, the dawn appears. The mountain inside me has always been here, and I'm still climbing. I'm still climbing to the There was a time I watched the world from behind a window of fear, waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for the path to appear. But dreams don't knock forever, and stars don't wait to be seen. So I stepped into the unknown with nothing but belief. The road ahead was undefined, but so was every great design. There's a sky I haven't reached yet, a light I've only seen in dreams. And though the distance feels endless, it's closer than it seems. Every heartbeat is a promise, every breath another chance. I won't stop at who I am now, when I know who I can be. The waves kept crashing on the shoreline, yet the ocean never turned away. The sun kept rising every morning, no matter how dark the day. And maybe that's the lesson hidden inside every scar. The things that try to break us reveal how strong we are. No mountain lasts if you're prepared. It only waits to see you climb. There's a sky I haven't reached yet, a light I've only seen in dreams. And though the distance feels endless, it's closer than it seems. Every heartbeat is a promise, every breath another chance. I won't stop at who I am now, when I know who I can be. One day this fear will be a memory. One day these doubts will lose their name. One day I'll thank the storms for coming, because they taught me how to change. And when the world turns me realistic, I'll answer with the brighter truth. Every miracle that happened began with someone who believed. The stars were never out of reach, I was only looking down. The strength was never far away, it was waiting to be found. There's a sky I haven't reached yet, but I can see it shine. curse the rain for falling. Used to fight the winds that came. Used to think the storms were punishment for every dream I couldn't say. I watched my castles made of gold collapse into the ocean tide. But every wave that pulled me under taught me how to survive. The thunder wasn't sent to break me. It came to wake the sleeping fire. Stronger winds, the brightest stars endure long nights. And every soul that's ever changed the world first had to fight an unseen fight. The road ahead is still uncertain, but certainty was never the goal. calls, but I am no longer afraid, because I know now I was never trapped in the storm. Being built by it. There were days I felt invisible, like a whisper lost inside the wind. Every door I tried to open seemed determined not to let me in. I watched my hopes fade into shadows, like distant lights beyond the sea. But even in my weakest moments, something stronger was awakening. The darkest road leads to the brightest view. Sometimes the hardest fight reveals the strongest you. So I'll carry the sun, even when the sky forgets to shine. I'll carry the hope when the world says it's not my time. No matter how far I fall, no matter how long the night may run, I'll keep alive inside my heart. I'm carrying the sun. The river doesn't fear the mountain, it finds a way through stone and time. The eagle doesn't ask for permission to rise above the clouds and fly. Maybe life was never meant to be a path without mistakes. Maybe every broken dream was shaping something greater in its place. Everyone became a lesson, every lesson built these wings. So I'll carry the sun, even when the sky forgets to shine. I'll carry the hope when the world says it's not my time. No matter how far I fall, no matter how long the night may run, I'll keep alive inside my heart and carry the sun. One day the fear that follows me will be a story left behind. One day the doubt that filled my head won't have a voice inside my mind. And all the battles I survived will become the proof I need, that every step I took in faith was leading me questions with empty hands and restless dreams. The world kept saying, know your limits, but limits aren't what they seem. Every road I feared to follow, every chance I almost missed, was a doorway to the person I was always meant to be. The stars don't ask if they're enough, they simply burn against the dark. I was born to become more than the fear I've been running from, more than the doubt that called my name, more than the ashes of yesterday. I was born to rise, to turn my pain into a guiding light. And even when the night feels long, I'll keep becoming who I am. The strongest trees endure the winter, the deepest rivers carve through stone. Nothing beautiful was ever built by standing still and saying no. Every failure taught me wisdom, every loss revealed my strength. Every moment I kept believing added fire to my flame. The winds may change the path ahead, but they can't change what's in my heart. I was born to become more than the fear I've been running from, more than the doubt that called my name, more than the ashes of yesterday. I was born to rise, to turn my pain into a guiding light. And even when the night feels long, I'll keep becoming who I am. Maybe greatness isn't something waiting somewhere far away. Maybe greatness is the courage to keep showing up each day, to keep believing when it's hardest, to keep building when it's slow, to keep walking toward tomorrow when there's nowhere left to go. I am not my worst mistakes. I am not the weight I carry. I am every time I stood again. When the world thought I was buried, I was born to become the voice that silence couldn't overcome. dawn is coming. The future waits. And I am ready to become. Remember nights I couldn't see tomorrow, standing at the edge of giving in. Every dream felt buried underneath the sorrow. Every battle felt impossible to win. The world kept moving while I stood in silence, trying to find a reason to believe. But deep beneath the weight of disappointment, there was a fire refusing to read. When the thunder shook my soul and the darkness took control, a voice inside me softly said, "You were made for more than this." I'm a phoenix in the rain, rising from the hurt, rising through the pain. Every scar becomes a flame, every loss becomes a reason to remain. When the sky forgets my name and the cold winds try to break my faith, I'll spread my wings above the storm and become stronger than before. The road ahead was never meant to be easy. The stars were never promised to my eyes. But every step I took when I was weary brought me closer to the life inside. The mountains didn't stand there to defeat me. The oceans didn't rise to pull me down. They were there to show me what was hidden, a strength I never knew that I had found. Every chapter filled with tears, every lonely, restless year was preparing me to become everything I dreamed about. I'm a phoenix in the rain, rising from the heart, rising through the pain. Every scar becomes a flame, every loss becomes a reason to remain. When the sky forgets my name, all the cold winds try to break my faith, I'll spread my wings above the storm and become stronger than before. I won't wait for perfect moments, I won't wait for fear to disappear. I'll move forward with a trembling heart, because courage means I'm still here. The brightest stars aren't born in daylight, the strongest souls aren't free from pain. They're the ones who keep believing when there's nothing left to gain. And if I fall 1,000 times, I'll rise 1,001, because the story isn't over journey's done. Oh, the phoenix in the rain, turning every wound into a golden flame. Every shadow that I faced, help me find the light I couldn't replace. Now the sky remembers me. Now the horizon unwinds endlessly on me. And the person I was searching for was inside me all along. The storm is fading, the dawn appears. The fire is brighter than all my fears. I'm still rising. I'm still rising. I'm still rising. The road was long, the night was cold. 1,000 doubts were in my soul, but every step I couldn't see was leading me where I should be. The wind kept whispering, don't give in. Your story's only just begin. The stars above are shining bright to guide you through the darkest night. When the shadows pull you down, listen for your inner sound. Rise with the dawn, rise with the light. Carry your dreams into the sky. Every mountain standing tall must climb one step at all. Don't let the fear decide your way. The sun is waiting for your day. Your heart is stronger than it seems. Rise with the dawn and chase your dreams. The rain may fall, the storm may stay, but clouds were never meant to stay. Beyond the gray, a brighter blue is waiting there for someone true. The scars you carry tell your tale, proof you survived when others failed. Each broken piece can still become a masterpiece beneath the sun. Every ending that you face can become a brand new place. Rise with the dawn, rise with the light. Carry your dreams into the sky. Every mountain standing tall was climbed one step at all. Don't let the fear decide your way. The sun is waiting for your day. Your heart is stronger than it seems. Rise with the dawn and chase your dreams. You are more than every fear, more than every fallen tear. Your time will come. I spent years waiting for a sign, watching the stars draw someone else's lines. Afraid to leap, afraid to fall, building safe walls that felt too small. But the horizon called my name, like a distant flame beyond the rain. And in the silence I finally heard the strongest truth inside a single word. Go! Not every answer comes in time. heart too tired to dream, watching all my plans unravel like they were never meant for me. Every door became a question, every road just disappeared, and the voice of disappointment was the only thing I'd hear. But somewhere underneath the wreckage, beneath the dying disbelief, a tiny spark survived the darkness and refused to ever leave. Maybe stars aren't born from comfort, maybe diamonds need the weight, maybe every broken moment was preparing something great. So when the sky says no and the world won't let me through, I'll build my wings from every stone that life has ever thrown. When the night stands in my way and hope feels far away, I'll become the reason I keep moving on. Because the light is the one that learns to shine when there's nothing left but darkness. I used to think that being fearless was the secret to survive. Now I know that real courage is showing up and trying, even when your hands are shaking, even when your heart feels small, even when the odds are screaming that you'll never stand at all. The ocean doesn't stop for mountains, the sunrise doesn't fear the rain. And maybe I was never losing, maybe I was learning strong. Every storm that crossed my path added power to my soul. So when the sky says no and the world won't let me through, I'll build my wings from every stone that life has ever thrown. When the night stands in my way and hope feels far away, I'll become the reason I keep moving on. Because the strongest light is the one that learns to shine when there's nothing left but darkness. One day the pain will make sense, one day the tears will become gold, one day the chapters I survived will become the stories told. Not about how life was easy, not about how fate was kind, but how I kept my fire alive when everything said goodbye. I am not the fear I carry, I am not the doubts everything I was born to be.